March 15th here in southern Ontario, Canada. So, I've been looking more into this weird census in Canada here. Now let's start with the basics, and I went to the government websites for this. The objective of the census is a detailed enumeration of population and breaking it down into geographical location and age and all this, population density per area, etc. It all makes sense, right? So it says, government site, the 2023 census test is used to plan the upcoming 2030 census. Now, this is where it gets even stranger. Oh, and it says that the census test is not the same as the 2020 census. Various government sites are not in concurrent whether our last census was in 2020 or 2021. So our next census should be in 25 or 2026. Well, we are talking the Trudeau government. Anyways, StatsCan is required by law under federal legislation to conduct a census of the population every 5 years and then releases the data with a 2-year lag. So if the last census was in 20 or 21, then the next one is planned in 2030, and this is a test in 2023, well, make of that what you will. Seems like 2021 was the last. Most sites concur with that. Now, you are legally required to complete the census questionnaire. Completion is mandatory with a $500 fine. But this, of course, doesn't hold true for the 2023 census test. Yeah. Funky shit, isn't it? So I'll summate this video with a humorous aside. I don't know, like 20 years ago or something, I was a sergeant at arms at a clubhouse. So the census lady comes around, and if you've ever filled out a census in Canada, I imagine you have. It comes in a big brown envelope. It's pretty thick, lots of questions, right? And I said, my good woman, I said, nobody really lives here. It's a clubhouse. If anybody does live here, they don't. She didn't really understand that. She kept coming back. Have you filled that out? I said, no. There's nobody who really lives here. Well, you have to. It's law. And I said, well, what happens if I don't? Well, she didn't know. She kept coming back. And finally, one day, she's in tears. You have to fill this out. It's the law. She still didn't know what would happen if I didn't. I said, okay. I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow. I'll fill it out. You hand them the census with the envelope sealed, right? So she came back the next day. She was perfectly happy. I said, here you go. I said, I don't know why you're so upset. Do you not get paid if you don't, like, each address doesn't fill out the census? I don't know why you're so upset about this. And I filled out the census most ridiculously. You know, a dog lives here. What's his income? 3 squirrels and 2 rabbits a day. I mean, I can't even remember. It was complete bunk. And so I checked out, has anybody ever been fined? Pay the $500 for not filling out the census in Canada? Apparently not. But yeah, the 2023 census test, where they pay you various amounts to give them various amounts of information, including a retinal scan, saliva, etc., etc. Well, see the previous video. So, yeah. Weird and scary stuff, is it not? I think it is.